So when I moved here about 12 years ago, the data center market, the data center industry was quite small. It was mostly enterprise with a few of the telcos. But as time has grown on, the hyperscalers, the colo service providers have really grown, both from ingrown, homegrown companies to internationals that have moved here. And so we've seen the load growth from 2 to 5 kilowatt per cabinet to 10 kilowatts or more per cabinet, hundreds of megawatts of capacity being installed here in the UAE, specifically in the last 4 to 5 years, has been an amazing thing to see and has really made Dubai kind of the crown jewel of the Gulf when it comes to the data center market. And I think this will only continue to grow and will show both from a power standpoint, from a land allocation, regulatory perspective, telco, will continue to make Dubai a hub for data center for years to come. You know, when you look at it, there's a couple items. One is the availability of power, which has been really good. DEWA, ADEC has been really good in providing power to the data center providers. The availability of land, of course, and then the regulatory market, which has allowed the data centers to come here knowing that there's ease of doing business and they'll be able to get the connectivity they need from the telcos. If you look at the GCC as a region, between the UAE, Saudi, we see a lot of growth. I mean, there's a goal to have more than a gigawatt of capacity in Saudi by 2030. The UAE is growing still at a fast pace, and I think it will continue to do so. You look at Kuwait, there's been some public announcements there as well. You look at what's going on in Qatar, although smaller, but still growing. I think there's an opportunity when you look at the region as a whole, Bahrain as well as in the mix. When you look at the region as a whole, the hyperscalers will continue to come to this region to service it and to also potentially back up other regions for their capacities. Everyone's been asking about AI and what's the impact of AI on this space in this side of the world. Now, I think with the availability of power and land, these large learning models don't have to be stationed in the West or in Europe. It could potentially be here. If the power quality or availability is good at a low cost, that would allow these large learning models to be here. They can continue to be here and then service regions outside of this area. You know, with technology, there will always be advances. There will always be efficiency gains. Efficiency gains in one place where it might replace someone because now we don't need a person, it will create another job somewhere else. So I'm a firm believer, I guess it's the eternal optimist in me, I'm a firm believer in that, yes, there will be some jobs that are taken away, but it will also create some new jobs that we are not thinking of in order to support that entire infrastructure and industry. Now, this is a big discussion, especially here in this region because of the climate temperatures. You know, from a power perspective, okay, there are some things that you can do. You can use some solar energy. We see there's a big solar park here in Dubai. There are other solar parks being announced in Saudi. But from a mechanical perspective, this is where the challenge becomes because of the hot climate we have here. There are very few things that can be done to lower or to make that mechanical cooling more efficient. But I think it's a must-have for data center providers in this region, and everyone is taking it seriously, from the consultants to the contractors to the end users. Everybody wants to see what can be done to improve sustainability in this region. And I think as time goes on, we will see it throughout the industry and throughout the market. You know, this is a cause that's close to my heart because I started my career as an intern and grew up in this industry. And I think there's a lot that can be done to attract young students into this industry. Part of it is them not knowing what this industry is about. So I'm a part of several organizations that is helping to get that message out there to young students, as young as elementary school, high school, and the universities, to show them what this industry possesses, whether it's on the technician side, the engineering side, the IT side. It's a vast industry that there's space for everyone with different backgrounds and different skill sets. And I think we need to start looking at the non-traditional sources to recruit people in the industry. Recently, I visited a training facility for a maritime, a college. And those students were learning about mechanical, electrical, how to be on a ship, perfect skill sets to be in this industry. And so I'm currently trying to connect that maritime college to some industry players to see if that could work to recruit some of those students to come into the data center industry. You know, it's good. I just walked in and saw a number of industry players and partners here. So I'm looking forward to really hearing what they have to say about the data center industry in this part of the world and how it's growing and what's the potential for growth in the future. And also, it's good to network and catch up with old friends in the industry. So I'm really looking forward to spending time here today and being part of the event.